Hi there, and welcome to today's World Numismatic video on Spanish colonial cobs. Did you know that cobs were essentially the first minted coins in the Americas? Yep, struck by the Spanish conquering authorities and issued by several mints, cob coinage spans an impressive 200 plus years, starting first in 1536 in Mexico City. Let's take a closer look at cobs. There are several characteristics to note when examining these coins. And yeah, while it's true that the first specimens out of Mexico City, Lima, and Potosi mints look a bit more formal and less crude, don't worry, the quality quickly deteriorated. Just look at the examples that came from the Cartagena or Santa Fe mints in Colombia. So what makes a cob a cob? First off, their shape is a dead giveaway. Most planchets are irregular, not round, and that's because they were sliced from the end of a silver or gold bar, refined to their proper fineness, and then adjusted to the proper weight with power tools. No, I'm sorry, that's by hand with scissors or chisels. Then the planchets were struck by hand on a fixed die to impress the design. Ever take a close look at a cob and see evidence of multiple striking? You're not alone. That was a common occurrence especially in the higher denominations, since the larger planchets necessitated a harder strike, which often resulted in several blows to obtain the desired impression. The word cob actually comes from the Spanish term CABO de BARRA, which means end of bar, and that makes complete sense now. And yeah, they are cruder by nature, especially in comparison to milled coins, but that's part of their charm. And actually, part of the fun and popularity of collecting cobs is the extreme difficulty that comes with attributing them correctly, since they usually are found without fully rendered legends or design elements. Oh, and I almost forgot, pirates! The cob series has been highly romanticized, having been linked to pirates, Spanish conquerors, and the like. Maybe you're familiar with the rare and beautiful royal. These highly sought-after round presentation pieces represent the greatest technical capabilities that the issuing mints had to offer at the time. Struck on specifically produced round planchets, and most often made with special dies, minted for a specific purpose. Despite instances where cobs were melted down in order to strike local coins, cobs circulated heavily in world trade and were legal tender in the Spanish dominions of the Americas, and later in the U.S. territories. And because of the widespread nature of their use and the longevity of the cob itself, the infamous Potosi scandal of 1650 to 1652 came about. Long-lasting fraud by mint officials, which was thought to have spanned more than 20 years, was uncovered and ultimately led to the radical redesign of the coin after a 2-year transitional period, a fleeting time that produced many rarities in the series. And thus began the decline of the cob in favor of milled coins that featured the popular pillar design. These new, higher quality coins were struck with a patterned edge that acted as a security measure against clipping. And by the mid-18th century, their mintage was implemented into the various Spanish colonial mints. We hope you've enjoyed today's World Numismatic video. See you next time!